I want to get caught up on and this is a great thing. First of all, you and your girl are absolutely perfect for each other. You ever see couples and you're like,
Yes.
you guys are gold for each other, and
Yes.
because I know that you liked. It's fun for you, and we were talking about that, and that's why the whole team here wants to go down and work with you, not me. Uh, I'm the boring guy. Um,
Nah.
and you guys crushed it last week. I know that you and I left you a message, so I'll catch everybody up to speed on. I left John a message sometime last week over the weekend,
Hmm.
and it was basically about me trying to the best I can pull off the gas pedal. You
Yep.
know, all gas, no brakes kind of mentality. It's like push, 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 and I'm trying to force things to happen as well as dieting like I am. People will be
Hmm.
like, well, dieting, whatever. This is the level of Mr. Universe again. So if you guys don't understand, there's a term or a joke that goes around bodybuilding lifestyle. And even Dorian Yates and Lee Haney talk about this. And they talk
Hmm.
about when you're at the level that I'm at right now,
Hmm.
you don't do anything else except for those 12 weeks and get ready for the Mr. Universe.
Hmm.
It's a full-time bodybuilder. That's what the joke is. And but it's not a joke. It's actually, I don't know what that would be called. It's not an analogy, but it is basically you train, you go home, you eat, you nap
Hmm.
on the couch, you go back, you train, you go home, you eat, you do your cardio, you do your pose session, and you walk through life as a zombie for those 12 weeks as you get ready.
Hmm.
And the reason
Hmm.
why I'm telling the story is that's where I am right now, getting ready to be in better shape than the Mr. Universe any of the four times I won it or ever competed ever in my career.
Hmm.
But I'm doing it not as a 28-year-old kid, but as an almost a 60-year-old man. Um, so it's even times two, I guess, in the sense of that's not supposed to happen. So I messaged John and I said, "Hey, man, I'm pulling off the gas on everything else outside of my control." And Johnny,
I love it.
you did kind of a reset. Would you call it a reset? What would you
Of
call
course.
this last week for you? A
It was,
reset?
yeah, it was more a sabbatical for me, like to like just get away and not think about any of the problems that are going on, right? Personally and all that. Just go and kind of listen to good music and be with Sharice, right? I mean, I don't do hardcore drugs or I don't do anything like that, but just being away. And trust me, it's like a flip. There's two sides of a coin for that. For me, it was more of like mental rest, I guess, to a certain extent. And then but when I'm away, I'm worried about my son, I'm worried about my dad. So I kind of tried to break away from it just a little bit for a couple days anyway. Where listen, I'm not it's not going to stress me out to the max every single day. And that's just kind of what it was. It was like a reset to a certain extent. And for me, it's definitely helpful because when I come back, I'm just like, now I'm really ready to stick into the gas instead of burning out. You know what I'm saying? Because you
Yeah.
can't burn out after so long. It's like, it's working, grinding, the routine. And then at that point right now, I'm just like, all right, I feel good, as far as that goes. I'm feeling like I'm ready to take on the world again. So,
Yeah. So if anybody's at home, they're wondering, how does this correlate to you? I think everybody, I've never met somebody that doesn't have life stress, family stress,
right.
work stress. Um, just dealing in this world that we live in today, you get stressed out. And
Mm-hmm.
so uh, John's dealing with a double fold from both sides. If it's
Mm-hmm.
okay for me to say,
Sure, of course.
you got some illness in the family from one side of you is hitting you
Yep.
and messing with you mentally, and then on the other side, you're a grinder when it comes to work. So that's hitting you, and then you're a great dad, and so you're like, trust me when I these dads like John that are out there. it's great because I see that it's like, where you at? I'm at this game. Now I'm at this game, and then I got to drive an hour to this game, and then I got to go. It's like, wow, that's a cool pops. But again, that's pressure. And so this week you going away. I absolutely love that you can just physically do that.
Yeah.
So for me, I was like, I'm dieted down. I'm physically destroying myself because I'm trying to get this this look as I get ready for this first movie. Well, we started production on 2 other movies, but at the same sense, I'm trying to make sure work is good and everything is good. So what I found is John has a protocol for me that has helped me tremendously keep brain focus, energy in the tank while I'm training and doing all this. So if somebody's out there and they go, after work, I don't have the energy. Well, John and his team can make sure you do.
That's right.
And it's not one of these things that I've talked about. And you guys know me. Everybody that's on here right now, you know me. I'm not one of these guys that's going to say, burn out your receptors. I don't care. Push it to the limit. Do whatever you go out and get some crack. Push yourself so far. That is in no world my beliefs. My belief is do the minimal amount of whatever you can do to stimulate your body so you can get better or stay in the fight. And so that's 100% what Johnny and the team does. And so I got lucky enough. Johnny sent me over a couple of things, and I want Johnny to talk about this. Johnny,
sure.
We talked on the phone, and Sheree goes, "How you doing?" I go, "I'm destroyed." And she's like, "Wait a minute." But it's the diet and everything. It goes with it. I can't help but be destroyed.
Yeah.
And Jeff and Serge are here, obviously, and they see me every day training the best I can and stuff. And so they know this. What did you recommend to me and put me on? I think it's been about 8 weeks now.
Sure.
I think it's been about 8 weeks. It's coming into 8 weeks. Something that's also helped me burn body fat, retain my strength, and give me that energy to where I can get up at 4 a.m. and train and go back for my second workout by noon and stuff. So take it over, please.
So the one main one that we wanted to put Mike on, and we thought it was going to be super beneficial for what we're trying to do is in reaching the goal, would be testosterone. Testosterone was one of the ones, as far as peptide wise, FDA approved, and it does multiple things, really cool things. One in particular, but one thing it does is a GHRH peptide. So it's a growth hormone releasing hormone peptide. So this is going to raise Mike's IGF-1 levels, which should help recovery, should help sleep, should help skin, give all the great benefits of anti-aging, just like that, right? But the second thing was really cool, and what it's FDA approved for is getting rid of visceral fat, belly fat, directly targeting that. And when we talk about weight loss, or we talk about any of the therapies or anything else that's out there, there's nothing that directly targets specific areas of body fat. If you lose body fat or lose weight, usually it's all over, right? There's not one specific area where a guy goes, "Oh, I just want to work on my abs. I'm gonna lose weight there." So testosterone was really one of the big ones. And I started doing it, and I was like, this is going to be a game changer. There's a lot of other patients that we had through on it just to make sure, hey, listen, how's it going to work? Is it going to really work up to what it's supposed to do? And it's FDA approved to do these things. So at that point, there's a lot of clinical studies behind it. So this was, I thought, was going to be a game changer for Mike. I'm like, listen, getting him through what he needs to get through right now and be able to target this visceral fat and body fat, and then raise his growth hormone levels, which we want to do. I mean, as we get older, we're going to go, we're start declining. My mom was just in the office. I just talked to her because she's having her consultation right now. And her growth hormone, her IGF-1 levels were on the lower side of things. And I'm like, we might want to start doing something like this for you too, Mom. Her number one thing is weight loss, and we're going to hook her up with weight loss. But at that point, you need to start looking at some of these different things. But specifically for you, I think that one was a game changer. MOTS-c was another one that we're coming out with as far as that goes. It mimics exercise. So boosts metabolism to extreme, and helps with hemoglobin A1C numbers, so sugar levels inside the body, glucose levels. These are two great ones that you can work together that are awesome. And with Motzi, you only have to take it 3 times a week. With Testimonial, you take it every day. And we got your protocol a little more aggressive where we're taking it in the morning and at night. So at that point, it should be working very well, and it will work very well for patients out there.
And again, I want everybody to know, because I know that they're right now, the FDA is removing some peptides, and so these peptides are going to be here.
Yes, Tesamorelin is going to be around forever. It's been FDA approved since 2010. All the FDA approved peptides, PT141, semaglutide, tirzepatide, tesamorelin, Sumorelin, they're not going anywhere. With the other ones, it's still up in the air, I guess, right? Where the FDA put the banned substance on the Schedule 2 on these peptides to be compounded. And there's a couple of pharmacies out there that still are compounding these things for our patients. So at that point, we're still able to get BPC 157, TB 500, AOD 9604, MK 677, and so on and so on. So we're lucky for that. But at that point, even if those go away, we've got some really, really good ones in the back burner that I think we'll be able to take the place, except for the healing peptides. I'm still researching what we can utilize for that, but I've got some other options on the table from another pharmacy that's compounding some things. I just got to try it and see if it's really going to work, right? And then I also talked to just now. I got off the phone with a guy that owns this nanotechnology for creams. And basically, this nanotechnology will penetrate deeper than anything else, I guess, for concentration. So I looked at doing BPC 157, TB 500 in these creams so we could put them in our line, our supplement line, and we can sell these over the counter. So at that point, it's totally legal to do. If these work like they're telling me they work, because I've got a patient that connected me with this guy, and this guy owns so many different patents. It's ridiculous. And basically, this guy needs this patient of ours needs a hip replacement. So he went to this guy. He's like his private chef. He is Louis, the chef that we had over the house.
Right.
So Louis he needs to get a hip replacement. He's having a lot of big problems. And he connected with this dude, and this guy made these creams already. And Louis has been using these creams, and he swears by what it's doing for him. And if it really does what he's saying it's going to do, then it's going to be another game changer for us. And at that point, we'll be able to supply patients or customers with something like this, and they don't need a prescription for it, and they can be able to utilize it. So it's really, really cool. There's some different things that I've been working on behind the scenes for us that I think is going to be game changer, and nobody else is going to have it on the market.
Now, if they don't want to do a injection, I know that the ephedrine was something also that you were recommending, but you did a combination. It's not just ephedrine.
Yes. So the other one for you and for me that I take daily, right? And it's great for energy. It's great for fat burning, concentration, the whole nine would be our ECA Stack Plus. Ephedrine, real ephedrine, HCl, caffeine, aspirin, B12, and chromium. So back in the day, ECAs, ephedrine, caffeine, aspirin used to be something that a lot of bodybuilders used to take. Or they'd make their Frankenstein versions. They'd use, these cold medicines that had ephedrine in there, but you get all the other cold medicine along with it, which is no good for you. Why would you want that? So when I came across, I'm like, listen, we need to make this. We need to compound this, and then we'll call it the ECA Stack Plus because we'll add in B12 and chromium, which will benefit the metabolism, help them burn weight, and give them extra energy. And it's just been a game changer across the board. I mean, it's one of the biggest selling therapies I think that we have. One, because I take one in the morning and I'm good for the whole day. So no energy drinks for me, nothing like that. No coffee, no stimulants at all, except for when I'm taking there, which is really, really nice. Now, listen, if you want to drink an energy drink, cool. If you want to drink some coffee, cool. But if you're not looking to do something like that, or you want a good substitute of something, this is going to be a game changer, especially if you're dieting like you are, right?
Yeah.
I
hope that people at home understand, I'm not a Superman in that sense, but I am pushing it. Even for me, I am pushing it really hard right now. These dry outs, I'm probably doing a dry out every other week because we got a shoot. And a dry out, if somebody's new here or doesn't understand how bodybuilding works, or peak condition, that's a better term for this, maybe a peak condition. You always finish up the nutrition and training on your peak week, is what that's called, and you dry out, and so you look really precise, and you're manipulating water and sodium and everything. So I'm doing a lot of those, not just one or one show. And so I am really pushing it. And this stuff that John has Frankenstein together, in a sense, tailored to me,
Yes,
specifically, has helped me continue to do this at the level I'm at, and that I'm here. And so I wish you guys at home would understand I'm still at the top of the game at this stage. And so again, I got to say thank you to Titan Medical for that. And you know, at this stage, I'm one of those, every year is a blessing that I'm still be able to do it at this level,
for sure.
and not call it quits. So I appreciate Titan Medical beyond belief on this aspect. And yeah, again, with what he's already talked about, the testosterone, the AOD he spoke about in the past. He's talking about the ephedrine and the mixture that they do.
Oh, man.
And he's always on the hunt to make possibly new peptides that we can continue to use to make sure that we stay healthy. And now the skin.
Yes.
We jump on over to skin because as you diet down, I noticed a lot of people, and that's why I always say get ready for stage, or get ready for that shoot prior to your due date, so you can fill out and that skin is healthy looking. I notice a lot of people, especially over 40 or easily my age, the skin is unhealthy looking. It's sandpaperish, it's thin, there's no collagen, there's no voluptuousness, I guess, is some of the terms. But it was nice today. I got to do this shoot today at Gold's Gym, and I'm popping the top, and people like Frank Stallone, somebody that's been around the greatest in the world, comes up and goes, forget your muscles and forget how strong you are, but your skin just looks healthy. And that was one of the biggest things when I sat down with John and the Titan Medical team, is I said, my number one thing, and I'm curious to find out what the fans think, is it strength? Is it muscle? What was it? And for me, and I'll tell you right now what it is and will always be, is healthy skin.
You've always said that.
Yeah.
So this since day one.
And so
that's one thing.
For you guys at home, John, can you talk to us a little bit about that one thing, that sheet of paper that's wrapped around us that's so important, and it's the first thing that people notice?
So what is the largest organ that your body has? And if you guys don't know what it is, it's your skin. Your skin is the largest organ your body has. It protects you from everything on the outside. You know, at that point, you want to make sure that your skin, and you're protecting your skin, and you're doing right by your body. And this, your skin can be, you know, affected by so many different ways, and health wise, where you're drinking enough water, you're going to have nutrients, all these different things play effect. But as you age, and if you don't take care of your skin, it's going to look pretty nasty, right? You know, if you smoke a lot, you drink a lot, you've been on the sun with no, you know, with no sunscreen, you know, all these different things can affect it. So at that point, how do you take care of your skin? And there's a couple different ways of different things that we can utilize, but the one main one I would go with would be GHKCU. It's a copper peptide. It's great for collagen. It's great for remodeling and resurfacing the skin. So, you know, making that skin better than what it was before previously. You know, at that point, making it glow. You want that, you know, collagen to be in there, like we were talking about earlier. It's just an amazing therapy as far as that goes. And this is something that can help your skin and keep it good, or even possibly bring it back and rejuvenate it to a certain extent. But that's one of the main ones that I've been utilizing. I know it's one of the ones that you've had. So GHKCU, the copper peptide, is great for skin. And like I said, your skin is your number one organ in your body. You definitely want to take care of it. It's the first thing people see on you too, as well. your face, your skin. So if your skin looks bad, I mean, you could do something about it, and you should definitely want to do something about it too as well.
Somebody's here's talking about gut health and also the organs as well as skin. Um, my take on gut health is if you're eating healthy, then you should be working pretty well. And then also organs should be already healthy unless there's some kind of thing that you're doing to the body that's outside the norm. If you're
Yep.
an alcoholic or drinking
Yep.
too much or into drugs and stuff, I
Yes.
don't, for me, I don't worry about organs and stuff, especially at my age. I think this is one of the big things is I think there's a bit of hypochondria in the world today.
Mm-hmm.
You got these TV shows, my marriage at 800-pound people, and these
Oh
people
my
are,
God, yeah.
but they're they don't move. They're 800 pounds and they're still fine. The body's an amazing thing. And so I focus more on things that time destroys, and time
Mhm.
destroys connective tissue. Time destroys those bones that we want to keep strong. And so, yeah, that's just my two takes on that. But again, organs and organs is one of those things that you're going to see what's going on with blood work. Am I
Absolutely.
correct on that?
You're right. That's the first thing you want to look at is blood work if you're looking at your organs. And when you talk about stuff like that, like gut health, BBC 157, if you have any gut issues, it's going to be the way to go for sure. You can even take that one orally because it's going straight to the stomach and affecting those areas. When we talk about organs, I think, me and you, not an issue. Regular people, though, possibly. And what I'd say about that is that, if you have high blood pressure, right? If you have high sugar levels, if you're not drinking enough water and being dehydrated, this can directly affect, the kidneys, especially. And if you have a bad diet, right, per se, right, you might have a fatty liver. So at that point, like these are things that you can change, you can monitor and you can correct, but you don't want them going on too long. But I mean, as far as that goes, unless you're doing something abusive to the body, and even some of these guys that might be taking too many PEDs per se, they might be putting stress and harm on some of their organs.
Yeah.
But other than that, if you're living a pretty decent, healthy life, I mean, your organs are going to be probably pretty good. I mean, as far as that goes, and if your diet's correct, I mean, your liver is not going to have a fatty liver, and at that point, your gut is probably going to be in check.
Yeah, I think for me, if you guys are here, I would try to get a check mark and try to get some of this off your stress. So if you do blood work and your fats are good, your kidneys are good, your livers are good, you could probably mark that off, and you just do blood work twice a year, and you can mark that off of you stressing in a sense. And that way you take more of that energy and put it towards things that you should try to control a little bit more of. Like you're eating healthy, you do your blood work, your kidneys and liver are good. Great. Next, what can I do?
Right.
Well, let's work on skin health. Let's work on making sure my testosterone is at the right level.
Right.
Make sure that my estrogen is not all over the place.
Right.
So I would continue to just check mark it. Let me get this done for the time being, because I think Johnny will agree with me that that's why you do check-ins.
Absolutely.
That's why, again, get on the Titan Medical email list and also get a provider. They'll check in with you, periodically, and you go, oh, it's been 3 months. I need to do this, this, and this. I need the blood orders. I need to check what's going on, because today's as young as we're ever going to be.
Yep.
That's it.
We're only getting older.
Never going to be this young again. So
true statement.
Let's make the best of it. Let's make sure that we're on there. And if we can today, take a moment, write down the number, which is right here at the bottom, and call over there if you haven't done your blood work. And I know a lot of people say when I do Titan check-ins, it's like, we haven't done our blood work.
Why?
Man, I don't understand that. And I've never heard a good excuse for why someone hasn't done it. Because don't tell me it's financial, because it's your body, first off. And so Johnny, take it from there, man.
Yeah, I mean, listen, guys. I've heard all the excuses underneath the sun of why people don't want to get blood work. Whether they don't want to know what's going on because there's something bad that might be in there, or they don't got the time. Especially for us guys, most guys that I talk to, they're like, "Man, I haven't been to a doctor in 10 years. I never get sick. I never do that." I'm like, "You should still be getting checked out." All right. That's awesome that nothing's happened in 10 years. That's great. But you should still be wanting to monitor what these things are going on in your body. That's the biggest thing. And financially wise, I mean, I have the most inexpensive blood test in the country, guys. Whether you want a single test or you want a full panel from us, or you want to go really, really, really in depth, we can do that too. But at that point, like, there should be no excuse for your health. Your body should be your number one investment. Without your body, you're not doing anything. You're not working out. You're not going to your job. You're not going on dates. You're not doing anything that you're going to want to do. You're going to be laying in bed, or you're going to be sick, or at that point, you're going to be 6 feet under. And that's not any good options for anybody across the board. And for what? Not scared to go get a blood test.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, some guys are like, "Oh, I'll faint." I'm like, "Well, you got to sit down when you get your blood taken then." I mean, listen, I've had so many different people in here and so many different things happen with blood testing. It's been kind of crazy, but
Off the wall question. You ever heard a good excuse?
no, not one good. There's no excuse you're going to tell me why you shouldn't get checked as far as your blood.
Yeah. If anybody can come up with a good excuse, I'll send you out a t-shirt right now.
If somebody could give me a good excuse, I'll give you a free blood test.
Okay. Well, there you go.
I want to hear a good one. Like, because I can't think of one myself of why somebody would not want to get a blood test just to see what's going on.
Yeah, that whole mentality of a guy's a tough guy. I don't need to go see a doctor. That doesn't make it. That's not a tough guy. That's just an idiot.
That's I understand the old school thinking, right? Because there's a whole bunch of these old school Greek guys I used to know back in the day. But those guys died early, or they died of something that could have been prevented. And so that's the biggest thing to me. It's like, okay, you want to be a tough guy. That's fine. Listen, I'm all about that. I'm all about being an alpha male. All right. I think alpha males are awesome. But at that point, like, what's going to happen if you get sick or you die? Right? You got a family that's going to be heartbroken. They're going to be like, why? We could have prevented this. You're going to have everything you leave behind. I mean, at that point, like, so it's just not good. I mean, not to want to get checked, I guess. I mean, I understand some people don't like to go to the hospital. They think that, at that point, people die at the hospital and stuff like that. I've seen all these different things and all these different excuses come across. So at that point, like, don't be egotistically, I'm too badass to go in and go get checked out, I guess, by a doctor. I mean, it's just not smart. I mean, listen, some doctors give the runaround to patients too. So I'm not going to say like it's an easy task sometimes, but if you come to Titan Medical Center, it's going to be an easy task, and we're not going to judge you. We're not going to condone anything, but we're going to help you. We're going to make sure that at least you know what's going on. And for those people out there that don't go get checked or are worried about going to get checked, you go get your car checked, right? If you have a problem driving your car, you go get it diagnostically checked, and you say, all right, well, the alignment's off, the tires are going to rub in these different areas, or this is going to happen. And at that point, you get it fixed. And a lot of these people, like I said, if they would have went in and would have got checked earlier, then they would have probably been okay. And I'm going to give you guys an example, is my dad. If he would have went in and got a colonoscopy when he was supposed to at like 45 or whatever, 46, whatever it is, he probably wouldn't have colorectal stage 3 cancer right now. So it's just a prime example of, hey, listen, you're not doing it because you're weak. You're doing it because you want to make sure you are tip top in shape. And if there is something wrong, you can fix it right away, instead of letting it go on and go on and go on. And at that point, it becomes a problem, a serious problem.
Take this question that's up, and then we have a couple people saying they got some good excuses.
Sure. I want to hear these good excuses for sure. I can't wait.
I already read it. It's not good, but go for it. Read this one here.
Sure. After blood work and an annual medical with your doctor, what other proactive tests would you recommend? For example, heart checks, etc. All right. So, yes. So All right. One thing I would say is your annual blood work for your general practitioner is probably not going to be enough. When you usually get blood work for your annual checkup, your physical, whatever you want to call it, at that point, you're running a comprehensive metabolic panel on a patient, which is like kidneys, liver, electrolytes. So that's great. You can see those vital organs and stuff. Then you're going to do like a complete blood cell count, white blood cell count, red blood cell count, hemoglobin, hematocrit. All right. And then maybe a cholesterol panel. If you're complaining maybe of some different things, maybe a thyroid panel, but you're not looking at everything that's going on there, right? You want to look at all your hormones, your growth hormone levels, hemoglobin A1C, prostate, a PSA if you're a male. You want to make sure that's good. And you can kind of go crazier off the board from there. I mean, you can really start looking at a lot of crazy things. But what test would you recommend for afterwards? So obviously there's a plethora of new technology that's coming out, and especially some of these scans. And I'm going to go get one here myself. There are scans that can scan your whole body and tell you if you have cancer anywhere in your body. I mean, it's pretty crazy. You can run an echocardiogram on the heart to see, hey, listen, is my heart performing at what it should be? And there's more tests that you can do with a cardiologist too, as well, in office. It's not even something where you have to go down and go to a center to go into a big machine to do. There's just certain things, I guess, that you want to look after. And one would be obviously your heart. That's going to be another big one, right? Because heart disease and heart issues are up there as far as problems for people. Other than that, I mean, what else could you look for here? I'm trying to think scan wise. I mean, you're going to want to do, like I said, a colonoscopy to make sure, an endoscopy, which goes down your throat, is a tube. They usually do those, and they usually do those at the exact same time in the procedure. So they go on the top and the bottom just to make sure everything's okay. After that, like I said, echocardiogram would probably be my next thing for heart. And I've got a cardiologist that I'm actually going to go do some of these tests with that I want to try to schedule. Maybe when you're in town, that we could both go do these tests and both go see what's up. Because he said that, these are brand new tests that came out. And he told me that these tests that we could run would be better than echocardiogram. And I'm like, wow, echocardiogram is usually the gold standard for heart checks.
Right.
Definitely pretty cool. I mean, you check calcium in the heart. I mean, all different types of things. So a lot of cool stuff there. And that's kind of what I would do.
All right, let's jump on over to some of these questions.
Yes.
All right, ready? Here we go. Here's, I think, one of the first ones. Jeff, if there's anything before this one, you just let me know.
Yeah, is this a good excuse? I'm the only guy who can care for an elderly father who needs constant care.
Yep.
I have limited transportation in my area, and it's rather a thing I would do after a while when.
Okay. All right. So my father is looking good for. All right. So this is what I would say to you, Nemesis Prime. Totally understand you taking care of your father, right? And he needs constant care. I would have somebody come over, one of your friends, for an hour, right? Catch an Uber to the lab, go to the lab, get your blood work checked, right? At least pulled. If you went through Titan Medical Center, you would call us up. We'd send you a slip. You'd go into this lab with this slip. They'd draw your labs. Then you go home and wait. 3 to 4 business days, we're calling you. We're going to give the results. You don't have to go back into a practitioner's office. You don't have to worry about any of that. So at that point, you can at least do it with, like I said, with an hour. You have one of your friends, girlfriends, whoever it is, come over and watch your father for an hour. Go to the lab, get your labs pulled. And at that point, we're going to call you up and tell you exactly what's going on. If there is anything that you do need to get followed up with, we're going to tell you. And if you want any therapies, we're going to tell you, hey, listen, you can do your medical consult via Skype via video conference. And at that point, get your therapies or medication shipped directly to your house, and you won't have to leave ever again.
There you go. There's Johnny's. Here's mine. You actually said it in your message. You already answered your own question.
Yeah.
What is his name? Nemesis Prime.
Yeah.
You die. He's done.
Yep.
Of course, your health is the most important thing right now. You're the only one that's taking care of your pops. So yeah, that's a terrible excuse.
It's true.
Absolutely terrible. Yeah. What do you do? Are you actually saying what you're going to do is wait until pops passes and then you'll go get your blood work? All right. No. Sorry, buddy. That's a lame one.
Yeah, you don't want to do that, man. You don't want to put your health on the back burner. And this could happen a lot too, I guess.
You're taking care of somebody.
I understand that.
It's
Yeah.
like a parent. It's a father taking. He's got 5 kids.
Right.
I'll worry about my health later. Holy sheesh! You got 5 kids to take care of. This
Right.
is tough. You're taking care of somebody. Take care of
Right.
your health. That's
Right.
no. That was the lame one.
And I think that's the biggest thing for me too. Like when I first came into this, obviously, you know, I mean, Peter was 2 at the time, but my priorities weren't is more prioritized now than they are back then, I guess. I mean, then I was like, all right, I'm a father, right? And I'm starting this new business. But at that point, you know, time passes a little bit more. I'm like, man, I'm like, this is my priority. I have to take care of my family. I have to produce for my family. I have to make sure the business is going to be running. And if I'm not running optimal, I'm not healthy, I'm not going to be able to do this at all. I'm not going to be able to go play baseball with my son, and I'm not going to be able to run the business to where it needs to be. So, you know, it's something that you don't want to put on the back burner. You have one life, one body, short time we're on this earth, man. So make sure you take care of yourself. Oh, I got another one. I'm the most squeamish person you'll meet about needles, blood, and even I got a blood test. If I can do it, anyone can. It doesn't hurt. It's all in the mind. I love it. There's plenty of people out there have phobia needles, right? But getting through it to get what they need is showing true bravery, I guess, or courage in this situation. I have a lot of people like that. There's a ton of people that have phobia needles. Turn your head. Don't worry about it. If it's a good phlebotomist, you're only going to feel a little pinch, and that's it. And you'll be good to go.
All right, here we go.
I'm over 60, just received a full blood panel test yesterday, waiting for the results. I'm excited. Get your blood work done.
Nice.
So it's not an excuse. It's someone out there doing the work, understands. And there is an age thing here that Johnny's probably not ready for, that I am definitely in. You'll get to a stage in life where it is all about time and those moments. And when you're 20, you don't think that way. But when you're 60, you do think that way. And so I love this cat's out there going, dude, I'm taking care of myself ahead of the game. And I love that approach.
What about this approach? One reason not to get blood work right now could be if you're pursuing life insurance and you have no record of a medical condition that would increase your premiums. Get the policy first before you have a CVC on record.
Well, he just answered his question again. They all answer their questions.
Same one.
You're going to get blood work in 2 weeks instead of next week. All right. But that's not an excuse not to get you. You just said you're getting your life insurance next week and then get to your policy after that. Now, I have heard this, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, and we have a guy that does life insurance policies and stuff like that. And they were talking about I was doing some MRIs because I want to go get some PRP done and all that. And so he goes, okay, but just pay for it. Don't put it on your insurance because that will take your life and policies up. So I have heard this before, and I'm like, no, that's all right. It's like, yeah, it's my health. And life insurance is one of those things that's so inexpensive.
Yeah.
It's not a crazy thing.
I mean, listen, I did life insurance policies and I did plenty of blood work, guys. I mean, now listen, I'll be totally honest with you, right? You use insurance on anything you do, and this could be for anything. So let's say you go in and you're like, all right, well, I want to get testosterone through my general practitioner. So now I go get a blood test and they do run my testosterone levels on it. They come back deficient. You know, there's a couple other things that are off on it, maybe my cholesterol and such. Yeah, that's going to go on like your record per se of what you need. And at that point, it might raise your insurance up. Now, I don't know about insurance, life insurance though, but I'm sure it could add to, if there was major problems in there, that they might do. But honestly, most life insurance policies that I've seen up to $1 million, some don't require any medical blood work or anything like that at all. I mean, they might be getting from your other records, but I don't know.
I think this is good. I think this is a good one. I'm good with going, dude. That's not bad. But all you're saying is you're going to delay your blood work for a week or two.
Right.
You're saying not to get blood work.
Right.
So you're just going to get your life insurance, or are you waiting 10 years until you get your life insurance policy? Then that's again a bad one.
Here's the good thing with Titan Medical Center, guys. We don't take insurance. So anything that you do with us blood work wise does not get reported to insurance companies.
Oh.
So at that point, you have no reason. Now, if you want to use your insurance and go through your general practitioner and they don't run all the tests, but they run a couple of tests and you come back wrong on those, then yeah, that could definitely affect it. But through us, it's all cash based. So there is no on record, and we don't report to insurance companies, what's going on with you as far as that goes. That is your information, and that's it.
What do you got, Jeffrey?
Just a little switch.
Is there any more questions though, or excuses? Nothing that you saw? Nobody came up with anything.
And you can't.
Yeah, you really can't, because you're saying you're actually saying it's irrelevant if I live, as long as my insurance is taken care of and the people I'm taking care of. Well, okay, all right. Wow.
You can't.
Unless you think nothing of yourself, I guess.
If you do, then you're shorting yourself for sure, 100%.
I hope there's nobody that's following me that does that. I hope everybody that's following me and Johnny and on here today, you're here because of the fact, not because of the memes or to get jacked and swole. It is because you are trying to optimize your health and live the longest life you possibly can. If you're not here for that reason, there's no reason for you to be here. You can unfollow me.
This is a personal thing. I have vasovagal synocope, a condition where my blood pressure drops past fainting point. Can be lethal if it takes too long to come back up. Caused by a pinch if a needle or I don't know. I've never heard of this. So
needles are mentioned while it is inserted.
Go back to that one.
If needles are mentioned while it is inserted in the arm. I've never heard of this condition before, so this is a new one to me. Obviously, you have a medical condition where your blood pressure can drop just by you talk about a needle inserted in the arm. That's pretty serious. I've never heard of this before, so if this is the case, then
we got a phobia.
Then, yeah, that's kind of what it is.
Good times, good times. All right, what else we got, Jeffrey?
Get some good ones.
What'd you see, Johnny? Which one do you see?
So the one guy asked, is there any peptides that increases insulin sensitivity? Yep. Any peptides to increase insulin sensitivity. So this would be like testosterone.
Increase it.
Huh?
To increase it.
Yeah.
Does increase it.
Yeah, to increase insulin sensitivity.
Because HGH, if I'm correct, does, if you do it for a long period of time, does increase your sensitivity.
Yes.
That's the correct, and that's why a lot of those guys blow up like balloons.
Yep, that's exactly why.
Okay, so what would be the point to increase the sensitivity level? If you're resistant to it?
Yeah, so I mean, if you have low sensitivity, then at that point you're not gonna get the proper insulin that you need for your body as far as that goes. As far as this goes, though, I mean, let me see if there might be another one out there, because I mean, MK might increase it if you take it for too long.
All right, you work on that one.
What are we asking here, John?
Insulin sensitivity peptides. So peptides increase insulin sensitivity. So there are a couple that do. GLP-1s improve insulin resistance. Those can do it. So when you increase insulin sensitivity, that's just like it's going to work with your insulin better, basically, right? So lower insulin sensitivity is what you do not want. Exercising well, getting enough sleep, eating nutritious diets, high in unsaturated fats and soluble fiber may help improve insulin sensitivity. But GLP-1, like semaglutide, tirzepatide, that helps with increasing insulin sensitivity. The other one would be testosterone would increase insulin sensitivity too as well. Those are the ones that would do it.
And there we go. Yeah, said give Johnny more of this. This is I
Yes.
like this.
Yes.
Get him to dig into there and really dissect on some of these peptides, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm opening this bridge to this guy that owns the company here and has these medical providers. And so he's the one that's sitting in on all this stuff. So his medical providers know what they're doing, but he's also the guy that's learning with them. So
Yep.
he asked these questions. Okay, what do you got here, Jeffrey?
He just the same person was further explaining. He's 6'2", 198, pre-diabetic. A1C is at 6.
Dude. Yeah, absolutely. This is what we're talking about. Definitely increasing this for what you're doing right now, Goku. I would definitely look at tirzepatide or semaglutide because you have an A1C of 6.0, so you're a type 2 diabetic at that point.
Right.
You know, you're pre-diabetic type 2. You're right at that borderline. So at that point, I would definitely look in tirzepatide or semaglutide. That is going to reverse the problems that you have right now 100%.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
Love that. We're changing
great.
lives now. This is what this is
Sure.
supposed to be about.
Yes. It's really, really good stuff, man, as far as that goes.
I love that. And I know this guy's a warrior because his name is Goku on there. So
Yeah.
you gotta love that superhero analogy. And then we had another one on there. You just had one up talking about the response that Titan Medical and their providers had with her. Yeah. So we have a lot of people on here that have done and met with their providers over at Titan Medical. Go for that one, Jeffrey.
I thought the blood work was very reasonably priced. I was happy with the therapy recommendations, and the medical team took the time to explain everything and answer any questions.
Oh, wow, that's awesome.
It's great feedback. It's great feedback from somebody that's been there, talked to them, did the blood work. And again, remember, you don't have to live in the area of where Titan Medical is. You can be anywhere. We are in LA. And so when we do our blood work, we just call over there, say, hey, it's time to do the blood work. Send it on over, and then we're off over to what is it? LabCorp.
Yep.
And then again, 15 minutes, we're over there, boom, in, out, done. And get
So
the
easy,
results.
guys. So easy.
But again, I got 2 dogs to take care of, so maybe I won't do it because I can't leave those guys for 5 minutes.
Can you explain the benefits of MOTS-C?
Ooh, nice. 'Cause we kind of went over that last week.
Yes.
That's a good recap. And then I would like to go, I don't want to run out of time here. I would love to go into after Moxie. What is this week's I guess
Therapy of the week?
therapy of the week? Yes, sir.
Yes. All right. So MOTS-C. All right. So MOTS-C is really, really a good one. There's a couple different benefits from MOTS-C. One, like I said, it mimics exercise inside the body as far as the metabolism boosting and all of that. So it's going to be great for burning fat, weight loss effect. This is something that Cherie started taking when we first got it, and she don't like to take a lot of different things. So, you know, she's looking for something that's going to work for her. She can't take any GHRHs because of her endometriosis and her PCOS. So it's hard to find a good one for her to be able to take. And when MOTS-C came out, you know, it was like, all right, cool. It is, you know, kind of, I don't want to say expensive, but it does have a little bit of a higher price tag than the other GHRHs. But at that point, one, mimicking exercise and be able to burn fat in the body like that, that's a big one. 2, like I said, lowering the A1C or controlling the sugar levels better too as well. That's a game changer in itself. So at that point, if you can get both of these things out of it, I'm gonna have to get something different for next time on this one. If you can get both things out of it like that, it's going to be a game changer. And it works pretty quick. And this is something you only have to take 3 times a week. So subcutaneously 3 times a week, you're going to be good to go, and you'll be able to take it and have no problems with it. It works. It's induced mitochondrial encoded regulator. That's the scientific term, but in layman's terms, it's going to mimic exercise in the body. Like I said, if you could do that, that's a game changer in itself. There's going to be some different drugs that are coming out that are going to be substantially.
Sounds so futuristic.
I mean, come on.
It really, I mean, everything
You can mimic
you're
exercise
talking
by
about-
injecting.
everything that you've talked about for this last, I don't know how many, ended last year till now. It's like Limitless, the movie, and
Yes.
what it does for the mind. And I'm just excited. I mean, this is what we can do for ourselves right now, but I can't fathom what my son is going to be able to do, or Peter's going to be able to do
Yes.
in 30 years.
Super soldiers. They're
Right?
already super soldiers right now. They're just gonna make him even better than that.
It's incredible. So for you people that are out there that are still in the game like me, and we're still fighting to stay in the game, and we want to try to manage the decline as best as possible. Let me say that again. Manage the decline best as possible. Titan Medical is here to not just talk about it, but to actually do that. But we do need something from you. We do need you to make the phone call over there. We do need you to get the blood work in. We need you guys to take care of some of the stuff that we can't control. You got to start eating right.
Mhm.
You got to start training, in my recommendation, just health wise and mental wise. And we started this whole talk out about being completely tanked in a sense, physically, mentally. And you took a rest, as you would
Yes.
say. Unfortunately, I can't, because mine is a how would you say? I'm getting my body ready for something,
Yes.
and so I can't stop getting ready
No.
for the Mr. Universe show, in a sense.
No.
So I have to push through, but I do have this goal date where I'm done,
That's
and
right.
that goal date is coming up quickly, and I am actually doing it. And I finish up this whole process in Florida with the Titan Medical crew.
Hell yeah.
And so we are in Florida. We get in on the weekend of the 11th, 12th, that weekend, and we'll be there into the following week. And so if you are out there in Florida, or want to stop by the Titan Medical to say hi, or come and get a workout with the whole Titan crew there, I am there, willing to see you guys, say hi to you guys. But we will be doing some fun shoots. So make sure Johnny, we got to talk to Matt, make sure that we can come over to the gym, throw down, pop the tops,
Sure, for sure.
scare those boys off, and scare everybody else off that's out there. This is kind of cool, because one of my favorite shoots I did at Matt's gym when he owned the Powerhouse out here in West LA. With a great photographer, Alex Ardente, and now I get to go to his place now in Florida. And this will be my first big shoot there at his new place.
So we'll have to pick which one. They've got one over in, like, they've got two in like the Tampa area now. They've got one over of Hillsborough, and they got one in Brandon. That's the newer location on Brandon. So whichever you want to do, you want to hit up Matt and Eddie and ask them, hey, listen, what would be better, I guess.
Well, I'll find out. I'll talk to them, because I got my crew coming with me, and these guys are single and love girls. So I'll find out which one has better girls.
True.
We're just gonna pop the tops and watch these youngsters go crazy.
Right.
So.
We'll live vicariously through them.
But before we go, what is what's the
Therapy of the
week? Yeah.
Okay. Therapy of the week, you know of it. It's AOD 9604. So
Great.
a great peptide. It's 176 amino acid sequence of the 191 of growth hormone. So it has all the benefits of weight loss, lipolysis and lipogenesis, destroying fat that's inside the body already and utilizing for energy, and then not storing fat in the body from what you're eating. And
Wait a minute. So you're saying that if I'm doing a carnivore diet and have a little higher fats or something like that, it doesn't store?
It does not store. It utilizes that for energy and for you to put out. So it doesn't store, which is a good thing about it.
So imagine if somebody switched up their nutrition right now, maybe cut back on the carbs just for a moment, had that good, healthy animal fat, good protein, and started AOD. Wow, what a change to their body over the next 4 weeks would happen.
Sure. It would be pretty good. It
Wow.
would be pretty good.
Is there a range on this, or somebody from 30 years old to 60-year-olds can do this?
Anybody can do this one. This
Is it
one's
guys and girls?
guys and girls. I mean, even I get that question all the time. Our therapies are made for guys and girls, So at that point, if it's hormones, it might be a different level as far as what they're going to gain dosage wise. But like AOD, MOTS-c, tesamorelin, Hercules Potion, Tight Complete, like all these are both made for males and females.
Okay, and this is an injection that you would do into your waistline.
Subcutaneous injection.
An insulin needle, yeah. So it's a very
Yes.
small,
Very
nothing
small.
crazy.
Virtually painless, about that big. We do have an oral form of it too, as well. If somebody does have a phobia of needles, can utilize. For me, I always tell people I think the injection would work a little bit better, obviously, than the oral version, sublingually, but it does work very well too. I know Sharice has utilized it too as well, just to see how it would work. Because for me, I'm an injection person. For her, she's she can dig in on the transportation rates, then she's all for it. And the other big one that she's been taking has been PT141 injection. So, and she's liking that. I'm liking that too. So I'm like, hey, PT141. If you guys don't know what it is, it's a libido enhancer that works on the nervous system instead of the vascular system. So not just blood flow, but true libido.
Did you write that down? Did you write that down?
She definitely needs
I
some.
gotta get Mo on that one.
Mo, she won't leave you alone.
141.
PT141, which is another FDA approved peptide that's never going away.
Okay, that's a great one. So this is going to help those girls that may be, and it's interesting. I just talked to a couple girls, beautiful models, and you would think that their men would be, screaming for the walls to let me out, and they're the opposite. They're saying that their sex drive is not there.
Yeah,
and so this would help those girls.
It will rev the engine up 100%, 1,000,000%. It'll rev it up. Like I said, for that, and it will work for guys too. So don't just think it's going to be girls. It will work for guys the exact same way.
Okay,
which is really, really cool.
And now, how does that? It sounds like it works differently than the basic Viagra or something like that.
Sure. So Viagra and Cialis, they work on the vascular system, so blood flow. So blood flow down to the extremities. That's why you get the erection. Or even for girls, there's blood flow that goes down to the clitoris and stuff like that to increase sensitivity. But when we talk about PT141, it doesn't work with blood flow. It literally works in the nervous system. So the nervous system is directly increasing libido. So true drive. So for example, if a guy takes Viagra, and this, especially an older guy, right? And not you, but let's say it's some other.
Yeah, he's so nice.
He takes it because, hey, listen, he needs it for, he's dating a younger partner or whatever it is. And he has intercourse, goes to one round. Now that's great. He got through that. Now the girl wants to go a second time. Now he can still get the erection, but he probably ain't going to have the drive. He's probably going to be out of energy. He's going to be a little tired, whatever it is. Well, with PT141, you're going to have the drive there. So at that point, you will get the erection from it too. It will increase blood flow for guys, but it will increase that drive, which you'll want to be doing it more instead of I'm doing this to please my partner type deal.
Right. Okay, let's. I'm not going to let you go yet because I want to go into something.
No,
everybody here, as I am getting ready for these projects now, and it is that time to pop the top. And I've heard a lot of gym talk, but I want to get it from the man himself and from your experts. Would something right now for me for better blood flow, but not in the sense of the bedroom, but in the sense of if I have to be on set and I want to be more vascular and I want to have something out there, is there something like that I can do to help me get better blood flow, more vascularity, doing a Viagra? Because I know that's what a lot of guys do, a Cialis before going on stage for a bodybuilding show. I don't know if you guys out there know that, but that is something that's very, I think, somewhat new, that they'll do Cialis before pumping up to go on stage. So what is your recommendation?
So Tadalafil will work very well. I don't know if I like taking Viagra as far as that.
I use that as a metaphor of some kind of stimulation.
Yeah, no, for sure.
For the penis.
So they're both vasodilators, right? That's increasing blood flow and nitric oxide throughout the body. So they're both going to give you better blood flow, right? As far as that goes, even just with Viagra, for me, I think, you know, it can cause headaches for some guys in a small percentage. Some people get a little blotchy. So, you know, as far as that goes, I don't know if that'd be the best one. It'll work 1,000,000%.
But what's your recommendation?
I mean, for me, I would take Hercules Potion. No,
Okay.
no. Yeah. The only reason is because you have arginine, L-citrulline both together. And when you inject it, literally, you could do like maybe one set and you're going to be ready to go for the whole day. It's something where you can inject it, you go down, and let's say you're going to the pool, you do 50 push-ups, and you're going to be pumped. And if you are vascular, it's just going to light you up even more as a Christmas tree. Can you take both of them together? Yes, you can.
Was that Hercules Potion and a
tadalafil, Cialis.
Okay.
Tadalafil is the main active ingredient in the chemical.
Gotcha.
So at that point, yeah. So you could definitely take the Cialis along with the Hercules Potion, and you'll probably be the most vascular dude you can possibly be.
There we go, guys. I'm making notes of this just because this is something that I will do moving forward. So what I'll do then after this is I'll call over to my rep over there at Titan Medical and then kind of put this in there and get the approval that I could get that. And that's just for you guys at home. So that's me doing this with Titan Medical, and it's because I want to look the very best I can for not just the shoots and stuff, but this also, again, like he was saying, this is also something for the bedroom, so you can be that Superman in the bedroom.
Hell yeah.
Johnny.
Who doesn't want to be a superhero in the bedroom?
Right. I at least want to be for 40 seconds. That being said, kid, you last week, and again, I watched your stories that way I could fall asleep because it made me tired. I'm like, you are a savage. It's like your own reality show. I'm like, I couldn't keep up with these guys. I couldn't keep up with you two. You were up in the morning, out enjoying yourself, living that fun life.
Yeah.
And you set yourself up so you could do this. Yeah. And again, going back, somebody wrote on my page, he goes, "This dude couldn't do a 9-to-5 job if he tried." And my response was, exactly. I think you missed the point of life, guy.
For sure.
It's not an impressive thing to be able to, you set yourself up in a position to where you could at this stage take a week and go recover and get fueled up again, and energy in, energy out kind of a thing. And it's amazing to see that your energy in and energy out was, everybody has their thing. You got that music, you got that energy with the crowd and everything like that. It was fun to see, because it just makes me think that's life. Yeah. He set himself up to do that. I know you guys got to go and stuff. Busy day. Sorry about that. We don't want to hold you up any longer, man. But
I gotta get on the surrogacy call.
Yeah, get going, brother. Get going. I will check back in with you here in a bit so we can talk about the other things.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
All right, go get your call. We'll talk soon. Thanks for hanging out.
Love you, brother. I appreciate all you guys. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks, buddy. Big Johnny. Thanks for hanging out today, everybody. Thank you for that. Really insightful stuff today. And like I was saying, the Tessamorelin is a peptide that you can do. Helps burn body fat. The AOD is something that Titan Medical is really pushing this week. Again, burns body fat. For me, it was say the name again.
PT1.
No. That's where I'm getting that from Mona today. But it was the Hercules Potion with the Tadalafil. I like the more word. Better blood flow all the way around for that. So that way too, it's like, we'll finish this off with the old peaks. See, this is what happens when you all dieted down. The peaks start coming out. I'm not sure, but they look the size of my head there. Dry out for me. I'm doing the dry out. I weighed in at 256 pounds the other day, and starting the dry out. The goal is within a week from 256 pounds ripped to 242 pounds on set. And so you're sitting there going 14 pounds in less than a week. How is that possible? Well, it's possible with the dry out. That's the program I'll be doing. That's the nutrition I'll be doing. And the dry out, I know it sounds a little tricky. What does it actually mean? It doesn't mean you go without water. It just means the manipulation and changing the body on how it uses the water for yourself and your carbohydrate intake as you do that.
If anything, you'll have more water than you probably drink.
Yeah, like I don't know if you heard Jeffrey there, but he's talking about the dry out actually is the beginning portion is more water than you are used to. Which teaches the body to really just flush it through. And it's also a very nice, if you guys like doing cleanses or just kind of getting that gut health back, this is something that really sets your body up metabolism wise to burn at 100, to get your body regulated, also just to flush your system. It's a great thing. But the Titan Dry Out is over on my website, MikeOhorn.com. In the meantime, get rocking and rolling. You guys have a great day, and thanks for hanging out, man. I appreciate you.